All right, what's up guys? I'm here at Central Rock Gym, Watertown. Today we're gonna learn about running, like how running is gonna help you get some cardio in. It's not just strictly climbing. And we have a really special guest. We have an Olympian with us. She was #1 in the world in 2011. She went to the London Olympics. We have Morgan Uceny! So I'm really excited. Let's get started.
So for all you running skeptics out there are benefits to running for your climbing. One, you're climbing vertically, so running can help you stay lean so that your strength to weight ratio is at its peak. The second most important thing, your muscles need oxygen to work. Advance and improve your oxygen efficiency is by doing cardio. It doesn't have to be running, but by improving your endurance, you're going to be able to work more efficiently, and that means maybe getting lactic, that little pump, a little bit later on so that you can climb better and more efficiently.
More efficient climber coming up.
First, just lay on your back, and I'm going to just see how those hamstrings. A lot of times, low back pain and tight hamstrings go hand in hand. There's a lot of sitting that people do throughout the day. Hamstrings get tight, glutes get turned off, low back pain ensues. Getting those glutes activated, because for running, you need your glutes. Otherwise, you're just gonna overwork hip flexors, and then also working on core. Raise the leg as far as you can on your own, and just go up as high as you can.
That's it.
Ooh, boy. This. No bueno, not good. Better. This one is still tight. If one of your legs is a little bit tighter than the other, that's where imbalances come from. It's better to be equally tight on both sides than to have one way tighter than the other. So that's something that we can try to address. And let me know if anything becomes like painful. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna push down, like you're trying to lower your leg, and then relax. All right, so push down again, relax. See how every time you relax, it goes up higher? That leg is bent, but already a lot better. Okay, so push down and relax. So that's called PNF stretching. So what these are they are active mobility balls. So because running is very hip heavy, hips are a major joint group that works while running, so we're gonna hit some hip points. Putting that ball right into your glute, kind of on the side. You're gonna come up on your elbow, staying nice and strong and brace through your core. This back foot is staying down. Both feet actually are gonna be bent, and you're doing a reverse clamshell. So I've been doing these a long time, and it still feels great in there. It's tight, it needs a little bit of love, and we're just gonna spend about 5 reps in each spot, and after we've done 5, move on to a different spot. So you don't wanna spend a ton of time here because you don't wanna irritate the area, cause inflammation. So just 5 to 6 reps. Let's get a picture of the face to see if he's liking it. How's it feel?
Oh, it feels wonderful.
But it's kind of like a night, like when you get a massage, right? It's like a deep tissue massage kind of feel.
Massage, yeah.
So now actually stay kind of in that same sideline position. Bring the ball a little more forward, but still like up higher in the glute. So now you're gonna do, the bottom leg is gonna be straight. Bring your top hand in front here, so that way it'll help you keep more on your, the bottom leg, the knee bends and comes up towards your chest. Yes. Oh, more pain face.
Ooh. Oh my God.
Oh, worse there than the first one?
Yeah.
And relax. Good. All right, let's see how the other side is. I won't make you do maybe the worst one. So this was also the tighter hamstrings. Tighter feels worse, you know, try to make those connections.
Okay.
And then the knee, oh, he knows what's coming.
I was putting on a brace.
You're like,
I'm a screamer, so I didn't want to scream too much.
The most important thing with this is it is painful. You don't want the pain to be too intense, because if you're too intense, your muscle just locks up and then the ball does this. It's not actually going to penetrate the muscle and create any kind of release. By a pain scale of like 1 to 10, you don't want to go over an 8 because it's just useless and you're fighting your own body. And the other thing is if there's radiating pain, kind of nervy pain, you don't want that. You want the pain to feel where the ball is located. So now we're going to do a little bit of a low back release since you have some low back tightness above your bone in this kind of meaty part, right, your low back. We're going to take one ball. It's going to go on my right side, on the side of my spine. You definitely don't ever want it pushing into your bone. I'm gonna kind of hold it in place with my right hand, and then I'm gonna bring the right leg up, the butt lifts up, drives pressure into the ball, and then releases. If that's not too bad, you can do a little cross motion where you bring the opposite elbow. So like above your bone, like a couple of inches, and then to the side of your spine. Oh, that's
How
huge.
did you do?
First of all, just try to like straighten your legs and let your body just relax there for a second. So if it's that painful right off the bat, you want to make sure right off the bat that you're not fighting it. And just think about breathing in to the spot where the ball is and letting that tension go. As your left knee drives towards your chest, you're gonna do like a posterior pelvic tilt where your butt lifts off the ground. You can keep the torso down on the first one, and you can kind of use your arm to assist pulling the knee in. We're not over 8 out of 10, are we? Pain scale? Okay, good. And also it's good because now you're getting a little minor hamstring stretch here also, which you could use, double win. If this is like intense enough, that's fine. If you want to try, you can bring the opposite shoulder up to the knee and kind of do like a little crunch.
Ooh, yeah, let's not.
Okay, not ready for that. So I've had some chronic feet issues that I've had off and on from running since 2011, 2010. When you have these kind of chronic things, you kind of learn which exercises you need to do. So I always know like I get really lazy and I don't do my feet strengthening. And then I have really flat feet, they pronate, and all of a sudden my calves get jacked. Making sure that you do the maintenance on really the things that your body needs. For the calf, we're gonna use a yoga block and one ball on top. So we're gonna place the calf right on the ball. For me, I tend to get tighter on my lateral calf, so I'm gonna tilt my foot out just a little bit, bring the other foot for pressure, and now I'm flexing, dorsiflexing the toe up, and then plantar flexing, pointing down. Pushing down on that ball, and then doing about 5 or 6. And then after, I'm gonna move up a couple of inches and then do the same thing. So basically, we're just gonna hit about 4 or 5 points up the calf.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna buy one of these.
They're great. They're really, I know, I feel like I'm such a ad for their company. They've treated a lot of my injuries and they're so portable. Like you could throw that thing in your bag and go climbing and pull it out, do a couple of mobility exercises before you get on the wall and like you're good to go. Versus a foam roller, which is not as easy to travel with. And then you'll kind of find that the soleus closer to the ankle might be a little bit tighter or sensitive, and then up higher towards your gastroc could be tighter. So you'll kind of find. So yeah, move it up now a couple of inches.
What was the reason for pointing my toe?
So that's just how you're contracting the muscle. So you want to be able to like move the muscle through the trigger point because that's how you're getting the release. One more spot higher, closer to the knee. On this spot, I want you to put the ball a little more on the outside of your calf. Turn your foot out just a little bit. So yeah, there, now you're kind of targeting the lateral part of your calf, and then try the same thing and just see if that feels better or worse. And these balls are also really nice because obviously the point of the ball is smaller, and so it can get into a more specific area, whereas a foam roller has a really broad surface. It's great for some areas and it definitely has its uses, but when you're trying to do smaller muscle groups like the calves, it's not quite as effective, and that's why I really like using these balls.
What are these called?
They're called AccuMobility balls. And if you're a runner or a climber, I feel like these types of more therapy type exercises tend to get overlooked. You know, people they want to climb, they want to run, and they tend not to stretch and address their imbalances. Spending a few minutes every day, that consistency can go a long way in preventing injury so that you can keep doing the thing that you love.
Okay, so we're going up to the treadmills. Oh man.
Because otherwise you'd be crying.
I know. I avoid the treadmills so much.
Alex and I have talked about how he tends to have deactivated glutes, which could also be a cause of that back pain. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get down on the ground real fast and do a quick glute activation. Heels about shoulder width apart. So you have a natural curve in your spine. You're gonna do a posterior pelvic tilt where you tuck the hips under and flatten that back. So the first motion is lifting the butt through the heels, and then the mid back comes, and then the upper back, all also using the butt, and then lower down, upper back, mid back, low back. So it should feel all in the glutes, none in the back at all. So then when you lower down, the upper back lowers first, and then the middle of the back, and then the low back, and then last thing is the butt. Good, so you're just driving through those heels. The toes should have no pressure in them at all. I do about 10 to 15 before you run, especially if it's something that you're having an issue with. Buns of steel.
Heck yeah!
So just start off nice and easy so your body can kind of get warmed up naturally. All right, what do we got on the treadmill? What kind of pace?
I'm going up to a 6.
All right, good. So still feeling pretty easy, comfortable?
Yeah.
So one thing is to kind of look, you can see a little more on that right side, that little flick at the end. And then from the side, things you can look for is if he's landing on his toes or on his heels. But it looks like he's landing kind of right in that mid-foot area, which is exactly where you want to land. Upper body, pretty good. Arms look nice and relaxed. And that's one thing people tend to lose focus on is the faster you run, you want those shoulders and upper back to move side to side. A lot of people think of just lifting their knees, which uses a lot of your hip flexors. And what you want to think is about driving through the ground. So you want to think about pushing through the ground, so which uses your hamstrings and your glutes and your posterior chain, as opposed to everything in the front.
So I think about driving through the ground to stand up straight.
To stand up straight and to propel yourself forward. How's the breathing?
Good.
And that's another good test. If you can talk comfortably, you know you're in a certain threshold of training your aerobic capacity. If you can't speak at all, then you're starting to train your anaerobic capacity. Relaxing your shoulders a little bit more, let the arms swing by rotating the back. Feet are still looking good. This is probably not a good time to ask if this is your favorite vlog yet. The running vlog.
Yeah, definitely not the right time.
And so that's where you have to find out, right? It's like, is the left hamstring actually tight or is it weak and tight? It's not that it's maybe just tight, it's because it could be weak and maybe the right side is trying to compensate by doing more work. So slow it down. So now go back to a comfortable pace. A pace where you can kind of catch your breath. So you're not stopping, but you're slowing down. So it's kind of like an active recovery. How's that salad feeling?
Yeah,
okay.
I feel the same.
Also a reminder, don't eat probably within 30 minutes of exercising. It's like that pool thing, you know, don't eat within 30 minutes of going to the pool. If you're kind of new to running and not that comfortable with it, going a little bit faster run for 2 minutes or so and then slowing down for a minute, going faster for 2 minutes, find little intervals to challenge yourself instead of saying, oh, I'm gonna try to run hard as long as I can. So now you can tell Alex is breathing comfortably again, he's talking comfortably, so now he's gonna pick it up again. Way to keep the upper body relaxed, don't hold the tension, let the shoulders swing. A lot of times the arms will help dictate what the legs do. So when the legs start to feel really tired, say at the end of a race, you go to your arms, pump the arms because the legs will follow. Slow it down again. Oh, he was quick on that button. Quick on the slow down button. And then just run here for about a minute. Let's say A+. And then stop whenever you feel ready.
Like right now?
You're like, yes, ready 2 minutes ago.
All right, Morgan, thank you so much. That was a great run. I'm really tired, but I feel good. I feel relaxed. I feel like my muscles were actually working. I felt like they were being engaged. I'm looking forward to actually running more so that it can improve my climbing, because look, I have this goal of 5:13 and I know to get it is difficult. So I'm doing all that I can to actually get there. And I'm so grateful that you help me out and do this. The big thumbs up to Morgan. If you wanna reach out to Morgan and you're interested in getting training, actually Morgan does a lot of personal training. So if you're interested, it's not just running. I mean, she does everything. She is like the #1 top of the top pro. Like, she actually knows her stuff. And if you want to get in touch with her, you can reach out to her at
my first name Morgan Uceny, UCENY @gmail.com.
All right, thanks Morgan.
Yes, thank you. Good job. You did great.
Thanks for watching.
Make sure you like and subscribe. See ya.